All right. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to Inspiration in a Box. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
Good, buddy. Good morning. Good morning.
Good to see you. This
See you, pal.
is exciting, man. This is our fourth broadcast. It's so great.
Who knew, Lee?
I know,
Seriously,
right?
who knew we'd make it?
I love it. I look forward to this. Like the minute we're done, I look forward to the next one all the time. I'm sure that we have a lot of folks out there. I'm really excited to have you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Let me just see who's joined us so far. We've got Josh coming to us from actually Baton Rouge, right, Josh? That's awesome. We got VIP Hollywood. Petey, what's up, buddy? Coming to us from Los Angeles. Janice is in the house. So far, we got Laura and Liz and Katie. Good to see you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Hey, that's funny comment, B. Ziedler, because I actually I don't have a hat like Sean has. I mean, Sean is super cool, but I will look like Santa someday. So as you can see, I'm already starting the silver beard. And if you ever met my Uncle Chris, who they've told me I look like all my life, he looks like full-on Santa Claus, white beard, the whole deal. So I'm destined to do that. Unfortunately, he doesn't wear the red pants, but I'm totally, when I look like Santa, Sean, I'm going to wear the red pants. Right?
Lee, just let the aging process go, buddy.
Exactly. That's what will happen.
Accept the whiteness here, all right?
It's my signature now. I don't actually want to shave the beard just so I can show it off. So... welcome everybody. Really excited to have you, Sean. I'm going to go ahead and move it to the presentation show here really quick, and we will let's check it out here. All right, and we will get rolling. So, welcome to Inspiration in a Box. We're here to help you see outside of yours. We have just some fun stuff. So Sean and I compare us to the modern day. We're basically the modern day Wayne and Garth, right? We are broadcasting live from our basement somewhere in the Midwest, and that's just the new reality here. Anyone can broadcast live TV, so here we are. Yeah, and so we want to welcome our good buddy Jose. Jose, who is our moderator here. Let me see if I can get him in here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jose. What's up, buddy?
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
All right, good to have you here, man. What time is it where you are, and where are you?
It's 5:35 now in Germany, Münster. It's pretty cold here.
Excellent, and that's beer 30 pretty much, so
Exactly.
hopefully you're going to be doing that. So, Jose, tell us what you'll be doing today.
Okay, so today I'm going to be your moderator, and I'm also going to be looking for the chat if you have any comments. You guys want to talk about something and discuss it, I will let you know about that.
Excellent. All right, well, we appreciate you doing that, Jose. We are going to send you up into the cloud now, so we will see you and hopefully hear you after we send you up. Check, 1, 2. Hopefully we can still hear you, Jose. Yeah. Excellent. All right. So let's get back to a couple things before we get started. So these are what we call the rules, but... you know, in pirate language, are merely guidelines, right? And of course, those of you who have ever been to a brainstorm session that Sean and I have run before, they're very similar rules. So we want you to be, the first is being positive and open-minded. You know, we got a lot of negative stuff happening in the world now, but we want to use this time as a time to inspire you, as a time to inspire some positivity, and come together as a community to basically inspire each other. So hopefully you'll be positive and open-minded while we're here. Make sure you share the air on the chat, and that is make sure everybody has a chance to chat. Make sure you're respectful in the chat to everyone. That would be great. And we want you to build in yes and. So if we show you something and you've either seen it before or you've seen another kind of version of it, we want to make sure that that you showcase that to us because we want to build it. And really, we are here to inspire you. So if there's any extra inspiration you want to add on, we definitely welcome that in the chat. And Jose, you will be helping us notice that. So make sure you totally interrupt us when you need to. We also want you to pay it forward. So at the end of this, we're going to give you a Linktree link that's going to have all the links to this stuff. So if there's something on there that you know will inspire somebody else, please send it and pay it forward to them. We want to inspire even those that weren't here and joining us. And you can't see it in the box because of the way I did the thing here, but let's have some fun. You guys ready to have some fun? Big thumbs up. Excellent. Sean, are you ready? All right, so we're going to move to the technical difficulties portion here. I'm going to bring us in. Bringing us in. All right, here we are. Little Sean and Lee, what's up, dude? So tell us a little bit about this slide. I always like starting with this one because it just like, it really sets the stage, right, Sean?
Absolutely. Hey, anything can happen as we move through our miles and miles of wire and batteries and unsupported tables. So if something happens, we shut off, the screen goes blank, just hang in there. We'll be right back as soon as we can, but hey, anything can happen.
Exactly. And we both have, do you have dogs over there? I have a big dog over here, and of course he only chooses to bark when I get on a Zoom call or when I get on a stream. So you might hear Gunner every now and then. Also, I might have roofers just randomly show up because apparently roofing is so popular and so in demand, they don't have to give you a schedule, so they just show up anytime. So be ready for that, just in case.
Is it safe to say they might be up on the rooftop?
Yes, a Rose Suchik Ladder Company too. So, Sean, man, I really love that hat. I hope you wear it the entire season because it's looking really. And I'm really I have a lot of hat envy right now because I know I have a box of those hats somewhere, and I have so many tubs. I can't seem to find the box that has those hats in it. So the Christmas.
Even though I go through all of our Christmas stuff every year, right?
Yeah,
I go in the same boxes every year, but every year I find something like, what is this? And I probably looked at it, 15 times over the last 15 years, but something always just finds itself in those boxes.
We actually separated that out last year. We took the time to actually put the things that we don't know where they came from, but they seemed like they were special at some point. So we don't want to throw away. So we were like, this is stuff not to bring down out of the attic.
Hey,
whittling it down.
Just one comment. I did put our Linktree link in the chat.
Excellent.
So all the articles that we talk about today, use that link and you can refer to them and read them. Read more.
Awesome. We have a few more people I want to welcome. Stephanie, welcome Stephanie, and Anthony from New York. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Candy is here representing the Magic Makers group. How's it going, Candy? We also got Cal and Gabe from Magic Makers. Good to see you guys. We got the Pores, Jake and Jenna. Thanks you guys for being here. Justin, you're awesome. Thanks, dude, and thanks for all the great feedback you gave us last time. That was really great.
Yep.
McKenna from Los Angeles is here. I see, who else do I see out there? I see Cindy. Cindy, what's up? Good to see you.
Jeff
and welcome
Larson,
anybody else who I may have missed. But Sean, you ready to get rolling?
Ready to get rolling, buddy.
All right, here we go. First one up. This is classic, dude. I love this.
Oh my gosh. I loved this, right? I love when someone has the bravery, right, and the courage to just smash two things together that a lot of people wouldn't really think of, right? But I love how Whole Foods partnered up with Progressive Insurance to offer turkey insurance. So if you bought your
and
turkey,
who doesn't? We all need that, right? I mean, we didn't get to cook turkeys after 20 years really good until we screwed up at least 4 years in a row, right?
Oh my gosh. So it's brilliant though. So they would take 100 or 1,000 submissions, and you'd have to take a picture of what happened, and you'd have to write a story of what happened, and you could get a $35 gift card to Whole Foods to replace your turkey and get a prepared sub or whatever it is. But
that's so great. And I like I said, Sean, I've been cooking the turkey in my house for at least 20 years, and I definitely left the giblets in there a couple years in a row. Like, I totally forgot. This year I left the little plastic piece on the legs, but I guess it's oven proof because nothing happened. I was like, whoops, forgot to take that out. Let's hear in the chat. I'd love to hear some of classic Thanksgiving mistakes that you may have made. Maybe and nothing that involves any danger like that fried turkey stuff still makes me paranoid. My son cooks a fried turkey for us every year, and every time he drops that thing in, it makes me paranoid. What have you done out there? Jose, what do we got?
Yeah, we have Cindy that says turkey insurance is equal to cook pork instead. Porkskiving.
Porkskiving. I love it. Excuse me. Who is that? That is Barry.
Yeah.
Barry set his driveway on fire by frying a turkey. That doesn't sound good. Hopefully there were no cars
Hey,
Left the giblets in the bag every time. Yeah, I
and
really
Lee,
wish they had a big beacon on the top of that turkey to take those out. So
dude, I was just, let's be honest. Like, for how many decades has the giblets been stuffed in the cavity,
yeah,
right? It's in like the fine print. Hey, enjoy your turkey. Don't forget your giblets.
right.
I mean, can't there be some better way of shoving those things in there?
Well, and lucky, maybe some people don't have a turkey coach like I was lucky enough to have a couple turkey coaches back when I first started, so they were like, make sure you do that. But some people don't have that, so this turkey insurance is a great idea. I love the fact that Whole Foods did that, and this also will hopefully lead to them selling more fully prepared turkeys. Like, doesn't your family do a prepared turkey?
For me,
Yeah.
we I love to try and figure out the turkey, but I'm so impatient. So for like the last 10 years, we've been buying the pre-cooked turkey from Publix. It's frozen, and you just heat it up for like an hour and a half. It's brilliant.
That's awesome.
I love
I love Cal's out there. Cal says he's Cuban. How about some roast pig insurance? How can you go wrong, though? You just put the pig in the ground and wait 6 hours and it comes right out perfect, right, Cal? Every time. Oh, that's great. From Candy, she left 2 casseroles in the bottom oven and turned them into ashes. That's classic stuff. All right, you ready to move on?
Hey, one more. I like Diana said she made her first casserole and forgot to put it on the table so nobody ate it.
That's the worst, Diana. I did the same thing with the butternut squash, and I was so excited about the butternut squash, totally left it in the oven like an idiot. Ugh. All right. Let us move on here. So our next one, this is awesome. And this, before I get started with this, I just wanted to call out one of our best partners on Inspiration in a Box, and his name is Barry Jacobson. He works with the Magic Makers Group, which is an amazing group of Disney, longtime Disney executives, a consultant group that I work with. They're just awesome. Barry specifically sends us so much content. So Barry, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It looks like we have really good representation from Magic Makers out there. I see Cal, I see Gabe. Barry, thanks for being here. Candy, thanks for being here. So be sure, I want to just put in a nice plug for them, because if you have a business and you need some really, really great Disney talent to help you with that business, please contact the Magic Makers. They are awesome. Jose, I'm going to have you put up their YouTube link. Please give them a follow on YouTube. They're going to do some live streams in the new year. It's going to be really great, so make sure you give them a follow. And thanks, you guys, for being here. Really appreciate it. So This one is top 100 inventions of 2020, focused on things that change the way we live. No viruses made the list. Thank you, Sean, for adding that tidbit.
There are any.
All right, so here's one of them. And we first saw this actually during a Super Bowl commercial for Super Bowl 54 back in January. So there's more than 46 million gamers in the U.S. that live with a disability, and for some, standard controllers and mouses just don't work. So Microsoft introduced this adaptive controller, a hub enabling users to plug in their preferred controller setup, and now they've partnered with Logitech to produce what they're calling the adaptive gaming kit. So for $100, players get 10 buttons, 2 triggers, hooks, pads, and loops, and other assorted gear that they can actually customize to play the way that they want to play. So, and everybody plays differently no matter what their ability is. So this is a really great thing. And I just like it, Sean, because, I mean, talk about, this is really the definition of inclusive here, right? This is making sure that everybody has a chance to play.
Absolutely. My neighbor down the street, he was a former U.S. triathlon Paralympic athlete, right? And he's always running around the neighborhood with these unbelievable legs, right? And I watched a lot of the stuff that he does posting and teaching kids, young kids that are amputees or whatnot on how to swim. It's an amazing program. But the more that companies just invest the time, right? I mean, even from a business perspective, there's such a market to help people and help to bring them into things that many of us are fortunate to be able to engage with and take for granted.
I love it. My good buddy Petey is out there, and he and I play video games together, and he says, another way you will get beat playing online, Leebee. That doesn't take much, Petey, and you know it. That's why I usually play those single-player games, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what we have next here. All right, tell us about the Vocera Smart Badge.
I thought this was brilliant. I was watching CBS Sunday Morning, and they did a story about a doctor during COVID, and he had a big, like 8x10 picture of himself hanging around his neck that he, put in plastic, because you couldn't see his face. He was so covered up, right, with biohazard stuff, but he wanted some touch of humanity to the patients he was working with so they could see his picture. So we saw this one, and it's an electronic badge. So not only does it have video and show your picture, but it stays on the doctor or the nurse or whomever, and they actually can use much the voice technology. They can make calls through it without having to touch it or take it out of their pocket.
That's amazing. Dude, it's even one step better than the Star Trek Next Generation communicator. They had to touch theirs to activate it, right? So this is like basically the same thing. I love that whole John Lasseter, art inspires technology, technology inspires art kind of dichotomy. That's really great, and this is kind of where this looks like it came from.
I wonder though if it has a better time finding my Spotify playlists.
Why, you have trouble finding your Spotify playlist?
Whenever I ask Alexa, she goes, "Sorry, we don't have trash can."
Yeah, I always get that too. I get different versions all the time. Drives me crazy. All right, so if you guys were looking for a Christmas gift for me, I know, everybody's nagging me for my Amazon wish list, so this will definitely be on it, and it is a 65-inch LG OLED 4K TV. It's a really, really flat screen. It sells for $2,600, and the big deal about this is that it's only 2 centimeters thick. I can see that actually the HDMI cable thing is actually probably bigger than this, And it's just what a great way to. It's like basically just hanging a framed picture on your wall. Sean, I just want to tell you that I will gladly spend the $2,600 this year, so you could buy it for $600 next Black Friday. How's that sound?
Well, you buy it for $2,600, and I will gladly come over for. I was going to say Super Bowl if we have it, and watch Super Bowl.
Yeah, a Super Bowl. We can watch our feed on it if you want. Not that I do that,
Brilliant.
Of course. Yeah, good stuff, man. This is another way to just fill the wall right here. Really good. All right, I love this, Sean. This is so great.
I think this is brilliant. So a company came up with a disposable, one-time use barbecue grill. It's $20, and there was a gentleman who created this flame-free bamboo charcoal in his Copenhagen kitchen. So you light the 4 corners, and the briquettes, they fire up and smolder, and within just a few minutes, they hit 600 degrees Fahrenheit. But the entire thing is biodegradable. So you use it, and you chuck it, and it goes back into the earth. Thought it was brilliant.
I really needed this a couple 4th of Julys ago. Drake and I took some folks out on the boat to Disappearing Island. And we were hanging out on the boat, having a good time, and we lit the grill on the beach, and forgot it was like salt water. And then we were like, "Hey, did anybody check the grill?" And the grill was actually underwater. The tide had come up and consumed my grill. So this would have been much better for the environment if I had this.
I love how they say what to do with it when you're done. It says after its 60-minute cooking time is up, simply dig a hole and bury it.
Can't beat it, man. Really, really great idea. Or even if you're camping, you could probably just put it on the campfire too. So, great, right? Okay, so this is fun because I really love customization. So I know we've talked about this for, since my Disney days, how customization and personalization was kind of a wave. And I love the way that different companies are playing it out. My good friend Emily, who's out in the audience, reminded me that Oreos did something back in 2015 to try this. And now they're relaunching. Basically, they're letting people order customized versions of Oreo cookie sandwiches with the Oreo ID experience. Customers can choose from 8 colors of cream filling or personalize the cookies even more by having them dipped in fudge, covering the edges with combinations of sparkle colors, and they also offer features like happy birthday, happy graduation, things like that. They're offering customized cookies as people start shopping for holiday gifts, and the packaging is going to be $2.50 each with a minimum order of 20 to a gift box of 24 cookies for $52. And one thing I thought was interesting about this article, Sean, is that it said, and this, Candy, this reminded me of how important it is to have consumer insights and research Consumers are willing to pay an average of 25% more for a personalized product or service, according to a study done by a 3D software company. In addition, 80% of study respondents says they're more likely to do business with a company that provides personalized experiences, while 90% find personalization appealing. Again, per a study data driven by Epsilon. So I just thought that was really unique in a world where it's probably difficult. Yeah, I was talking to Emily about this morning. It's probably difficult to adjust the manufacturing to do this, but man, if it gives you a better return on investment, let's think about how we do that. Jose, I'm going to turn it back to you. Anything on the chat that we should bring up?
Yeah, we do. So Diana says now, if only they would bring back their pumpkin spice flavor.
Yeah. Can't get enough of it, can you, Diana?
And Emily said, I tried it this morning. You can put all the colors of sprinkles on the same cookie.
Wow, that's
nice.
Potpourri of color. That's
Love
great.
it.
All right, Sean, ready for the next one?
Ready, buddy.
All right, here we go to the Bubble University.
So obviously, so much happening in education, and my younger daughter is applying for college now. So it's just everything is top of mind for me with what's going on and what's coming next. So there are some 2 or 3 Princeton grads, and they attempted this, I think, for the last fall semester, and they got shot down in the markets they were trying to go to. They were trying to go to Hawaii and maybe Arizona, but it looks like they have pulled it off. They are offering the opportunity in a basically bought out Texas resort, think pools and MTV spring break, 150 college kids for the low price of $10,000.
Wow.
Can go back to the regular college experience modeled after what the NBA season did, right, at ESPN Wide World Sports Complex.
Interesting.
Right. I mean, like they say, it's they had already graduated, and one of their sisters or brothers or whatever, lost their senior year college experience. And so the idea came to them is, well, how do we get this back? And really, they are influenced again by the NBA. I mean, it's 150 kids. It's kind of like, isn't there that program like School at Sea or Semester at Sea?
That sounds like a rough gig too, Sean.
Yeah.
That was never offered back when I was going to Weber. Weber never offered School at Sea. Right. That would have been great. Lucky for me, I did start working at Disney Cruise Line while I was going to school. So,
well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. And I just thought it was fascinating that they were able to pull it off. And again, looking to an industry that's just been smashed, right?
Yeah.
Tourism. So it's a partnership opportunity and allows this resort to generate some revenue and get some people in their facility at the same time.
Nice. So Emily says she's hearing from engineering students that online classes are terrible. Instructors have not adapted well, so it's good to see some innovation in this area. It really is. And I know I live with a school teacher, and it's frustrating for her because she has to handle kids that are actually there and kids that are remote. So doing something innovative in this space is a really beautiful thing. All right.
And then
so
I have to agree with Ben. There'll be a starter welcome kit with a handle of Bankers Club, Pedialyte, and Advil.
And my good buddy Paulie Program from Atlanta, GA says School at Sea, aka the U.S. Navy. Yes, exactly. Where Paulie's daughter is actually going right now. So that's awesome. All right, let's move on to the next one here. So this is an inspiring email that I got from my good buddy Doug. I see Doug out there in the audience. Welcome, Doug. How you doing? All the way from Toronto, Ontario. I just found this interesting because, Sean, I really love buildings and skylines, and I was always fascinated when I travel. I was lucky enough to travel to China a couple times, and just the building skylines with the lights and the neon lights and things like that. I just love an opportunity to create an ordinary building or create an art piece out of an ordinary building. We did a little homework on this, and unfortunately, we couldn't find locations for these. But if anybody sees something that they've seen before, please let us know where they are. We're just going to show you a couple pictures of them. Again, artwork on the side of ordinary buildings. Really, really fascinating. Love this mirror one right here. Super creepy and weird.
Yep.
The dog one and the tiki. I
I
mean,
want-
that
I
thing
want
is
the,
old and rusty anyway. Why not do that, right?
Right. But I want the water tower. I want him to go, hey, dum dum.
Well,
Give me gum gum.
Dum Dum wants some gum gum. That's a good one.
Night at the museum. Night at
Yeah,
the museum.
interesting stuff. That one reminds me of Doctor Strange a little bit. The top one.
Well, and you know what the girl with the chain, you know what that's from?
Where is that from?
From Kill Bill.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Yes, I thought that was brilliant.
Really is.
Yeah.
Good
Oddly
stuff.
enough, our family are big Quentin Tarantino
Yeah,
fans,
me too.
so
Our family
don't
too.
think I'll hold that against us.
Lee, before you start again, Josh just shared a few things from Grenoble. Apparently, they have a lot of them as well.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, it's really nice to live in a city like that. It makes the walk a lot more interesting, right? If you're out walking, of course. All right, Sean, tell us a little bit about we're changing the bottle finally.
So it's been 30 years since Pepsi has changed its bottle. And I found it fascinating, if I get this right, their sales of 12-ounce cans is equal to their sale of 2-liter bottles. I didn't know people bought these anymore, to be honest.
Wow.
With you. But they did a bit of going back to design thinking, right? There's a consumer problem, there's a need. And they measured the average size of a human hand and the weight distribution of the fluid as you pour it and how it can tip if you're not holding it right and spill out and all this stuff. So they've redesigned the bottle to basically add a proper circumference. I sound so smart.
Yeah,
A
it
proper
really
circumference
does.
that can hold, right?
Yeah, I was also talking to Emily, who's in manufacturing, and I'm like, how much do you have to actually change the manufacturing floor to do something like this? And apparently, it's a pretty major thing. But like you said, Sean, they're gonna save. It doesn't save on the plastic of the bottle itself, but isn't it going to save on the label?
The label, they said the label would shrink about 25%. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, well, what's the big whoop? The bottle's the same, so the label shrinks 25%. But then I guess if you think about the volume, right, of these bottles, that can add up. Lee, something that's interesting, I go back to partnerships, is, I mean, you and I talked about Coke and Pepsi changing their formula, right? I mean, when you have a product like this, what do you do for new news, right?
Right.
Because I start thinking about it. Like,
You hire us to help you brainstorm new ways to market old things.
Right. But I mean, this is a tough one. I mean, like, all right, well, cool. The bottle changed shape. That's good, I guess.
Yeah. Incremental. Some people got to take baby steps before they really innovate. And also, that new Coke thing, that's a conspiracy theory of mine. They did that on purpose so everybody would hate it. When they brought back classic Coke, everybody bought the heck out of it. So, all right, good stuff. Thank you for that. Let's go back to the chat. So Candy says, would like to see the plastic replaced with the wine in a box mentality. Well, yes, but then why not just put wine in it, Candy? I actually see more and more wine in the box available at my local ABC too. So that seems to be kind of a trend or a fad, but it can't be, because my parents used to have wine in the box back in their days too. So
think of the shelf space too. You could save, right?
Yeah, and this also reminds me, Sean. This reminds me of the movie Elf, when he takes the big bottle of Coke and drinks the whole thing, and then does like the 3-minute burp. He's like, "Did you hear that?"
Right.
Not that I watched that movie a bunch of times.
Just to be clear, Candy, you didn't mean soda. You meant wine.
Yeah, right.
Own it. Own it.
Own it, Candy. All right, Laura, did you see the new Coke bottles that the label turns into a bow? Oh, that's so cute. Yes, I did see that this morning. Thank you so much, Laura, for sending that. That's awesome. All right, so Sean, I worked, part of my career was a guest relations host back at Epcot. And one of our responsibilities was to man the Walt Disney World information phones. And we've got Cal out there, and Cal is an expert at call center, so Cal knows all about this too. But when people would call us at Disney, yes, I would say a good percentage was calling about information about Walt Disney World. But a lot of times they had other questions that they were asking, and it was funny because we were such guest service hosts, we would help them usually on whatever question they would ask, if it was a non-Disney related question.
Right.
Zappos really took the reins on this thing. And when they were, during COVID, all the COVID impacts, they decided to basically tell their customer service reps to be customer service for anything, right? So any question that people call and ask, they had them prepped and ready to answer that stuff for anything. And I just thought that was really fascinating because there's so many questions that people could call and ask. One example that they showed was a hospital that was busy dealing with coronavirus patients. They found out it was running out of a thing called pulse oximeters, the little gadgets that clip onto the end of your finger to allow them to measure the oxygen levels in their blood. Noticing that their supply was dwindling, they called these guys and they scoured their supplier network. So Zappos scoured their supplier network and found a new source of supplies. And they basically, the hotline workers were able to help. They considered a long shot when they called them, but they actually were able to, with their customer or with their service suppliers, were able to actually help this hospital out. So interesting story, right?
Fascinating. And think about the commitment, right? As a company, think about how many companies wouldn't do this out of fear, right? Fear and go right to a legal mentality. The thing about Zappos, that the way they explain themselves is they say that they are a customer service company, and they happen to sell shoes. So
right.
They certainly proved it, right?
Yeah, practice what you preach, man.
You need help.
Really, really great.
It's brilliant.
Let's just check out the chat. Jose, what do we got in there?
Diana says that this reminds her to the GR experience at Epcot and Springs.
Oh, nice. And Gabe said something about Darden.
Sorry?
It said, what Gabe Kosani says, we quantified this at Darden, and more than 10% of our calls were not about our restaurants or even our brands. As great learning that we didn't take advantage of because people were asking a lot about cooking. Yeah, that just reminded me, Sean. This is totally not It's a Wonderful Life, but Miracle on 34th Street, when Santa sends everybody to Gimbals. And like the Macy's people were freaking out, but Mr. Macy's is like, oh, that's a great idea. We're going to do that all the time now. Right? It's really similar.
Sending customers to Macy's? Well, I haven't been a shopper, but I'm going to be now.
But it's funny, even when you're in the customer service industry, once a customer service person, always a customer service person. There's not a time that I can be filling up with gas without some tourist asking me directions. And I still give them the 2-finger point right down the street, make a left at the big sign, that kind of thing. And, back when I was going to retail in malls and stuff, people would still ask me where the restroom was. I don't know if I had I'm a customer service agent on my chest or something, but I still get those questions, and I will still help people just as if I was walking around the park. So great for them. Good for them.
Yep, it's a good one.
Let's go back to the chat real quick. Jake says Disney rain ponchos were sent to a hospital in NYC early in COVID because they were low on PPE. That's awesome. Let's see. When Disney MGM Studios opened, everybody asked, where is E.T.? That's funny. Yes, they still probably ask that. All right. Would you drink it? This is another great one from Barry. Barry, thank you so much for this. I mean, Sean, I know this is yours, but I just got to say that whiskey companies probably need us innovation catalysts more than anyone, because it's such a traditional business, Scotch and whiskey, and it's so hard to just move outside. They put some honey in there, they made some Fireball, but there's not really a whole lot of places that they probably feel that they can go. But this, from a marketing standpoint, genius. Go ahead.
Right, because it's also visual. It's not just like a recipe or something, right?
Right.
So a company called Oak in Eden, so let's just say what it is first. They're putting a wooden stick in their bottle of whiskey, right? But
that's it. Stick in a wooden whiskey.
That's it, right? I picture them around their their bathtub in Tennessee. It's like, well, put a stick in it. But the thing that's brilliant is they have a really good copywriter. I think I want to hire them. But they were able to patent a technique called in-bottle finishing. So they put a 5-inch long spiral cut piece of wood into every bottle, and it inspires the whiskey, allowing it to continue to change a bit and be flavored by the piece of wood in there. So they'll still, they all talk about barrel aging, and sometimes they'll put in a single barrel, or put in a couple. Well, apparently this continues to actually have an impact on the taste of the whiskey, bourbon, scotch, so on and so forth.
And Sean, this is a great example of also, I know that when you get together different divisions in a company, there's usually a lot of silos, right? So usually the marketing and the operations people don't have the best relationship, because the marketing people feel it should be one way and the operations people know better and that kind of thing. But this is a beautiful example of how when we get together and collaborate, we can really come up with something that's a little bit different, and we all can agree on it and send it on, right? This is a great example of, this is basically marketing, right? So here's marketing coming in with a great idea, but hey, we're going to get a great return on investment because it's something that nobody else is doing. So any comments on that?
I think it emphasizes too, Lee, the notion that when you're trying to come up with a new idea or solve a problem or find a new opportunity, the worst thing you can do is talk to the same people, right? And that happens inside companies. And invite in a creative catalyst, whether they literally are somehow tied to a product somewhere along the line, or not at all, right? Bring them in for that different perspective and test reason and thinking.
Exactly. Great stuff. I can't wait to try this. I'm definitely adding this to my Amazon list. Which, by the way, I'm sorry, Jose, I didn't give you my Amazon list. I should have done that probably. Okay, let's see what we have next here. I think this is our video of the week. Ding, 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 ding. Woo. Love this. Jose, this comes from the country that you are in right now. The German government looked for ways to inspire and celebrate citizens to do their part during the help to prevent the spread of COVID. They say our couch was the front line and our patience was our weapon. So let's see if we can get the video, and I will try it now. Here we go.
Ich glaube, das war im Winter 2020, als das ganze Land auf uns schaute. Ich war gerade 22 geworden, studierte Maschinenbau in Chemnitz, als die zweite Welle kam. 22. Diesem Alter will man doch feiern. Studieren, jemanden kennenlernen als sowas oder mit Freunden einen trinken gehen. Doch das Schicksal hatte andere Pläne mit uns. Eine unsichtbare Gefahr bedrohte alles, woran wir glaubten. Und das Schicksal dieses Landes lag plötzlich in unseren Händen. Also fassten wir alle unseren Mut zusammen und taten, was von uns erwartet wurde. Das einzig Richtige. Wir taten nichts. Absolut gar nichts. Waren faul wie die Waschbären. Tage und Nächte lang blieben wir auf unserem Arsch zu Hause und kämpften gegen die Ausbreitung des Coronavirus. Unsere Couch war die Front und unsere Geduld war unsere Waffe. Ja, wissen Sie, manchmal muss ich fast ein bisschen schmunzeln, wenn ich an diese Zeit zurückdenke. Das war unser Schicksal. So wurden wir zu Helden. Damals. In diesem Corona-Winter 2020.
Really, really great. I love that. I really love it. Thank you so much for sending that to us, Laura. That was really, really awesome.
I like the.
Go ahead,
I like
Sean.
the line. Our sofa was our front, and our patience was our weapon.
Yeah, and it's a tough gig, but we're all powering through it. And Jose, we know that you're probably under lockdown right now, so hopefully you have a good beer delivery service there.
Yeah, we actually do. It's amazing.
Yeah?
And my couch it's kind of squaddling a little bit, but I'll just switch to the other spot.
Oh, nice. All right, what kind of comments we have? A couple comments from the last slide from Cindy. It reminds me of the wine aged in bourbon barrels. So I think that's funny. I thought all wine was aged in bourbon barrels, so I love the fact that they're using it as marketing, so that's great. A lot of people love that. Our mask was our uniform. That's awesome, Lauren. Thank you. Good stuff. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is a great one, Sean. Thank you for finding this.
Yes, again, education, right? What's going on? I forget where I came across this. I think it was a newsletter. I just thought it was a brilliant organization and wanted to share it. So, the Warrior Scholar Project, their mission is easy to understand, certainly challenging to deliver, but they work with veterans, military veterans, in helping to prepare them to go into college education. The transition, obviously, just coming back from being stationed and on active duty is hard enough, but to get into the mode of how to study, how to engage in group work,
Yep.
right, and group projects, reading for college, and they host. I forget how long the program is, but they will bring a group in for a certain specified period of time, and they prep them and get them ready. Looks like a 1 to 2 week college prep academic boot camp,
Wow.
and it's at different universities. So I really commend them for doing something great. I think it's an awesome program.
We should combine this with the hotel program too. Take
Yeah,
them to,
you're right.
to the Bubble Hotel. This is great.
And give, Lee, and at the same time, give them a little bit of a vacation too with their
Yeah,
families.
exactly.
Right? Brilliant.
This seems like a great opportunity for our former employer too.
Yes.
Really
agreed.
great. Looking at the chat, Hollywood PD says we have a similar program at USC. Super cool.
Oh, awesome.
Super cool. All right, moving on. The next one is another awesome thing. Now, this is not the only company doing this. So Bubbly is actually having you order your own custom ugly sweater, right? So Sean, believe it or not, I do not own an ugly sweater. So I did own one. My grandmother actually made me a sweater when I was like 18. And of course, it was before ugly sweaters were a thing. She was just making a sweater, you know what I'm saying? But it was my grandmother,
Gave you
and
a
she knitted it
complex.
and all that kind of stuff. And I milked that one for about 10 years, but that was 10 years and 100 pounds ago. So it doesn't fit anymore. So I'm without an ugly sweater, and I get invited to ugly sweater parties. I should probably just order one and get one. So in case you guys want to, you can go to, bubblyholidaycheer.com, and you can customize your bubbly ugly sweater. Thank you, Ilana Schuzman at Prize Logic, for sending this very much. You can also do a similar thing. Frito-Lay will let you order an ugly sweater, and also Budweiser. So there's a couple other companies out there doing it. Hopefully this is also a great opportunity for partnerships. I was hoping to see like a partnership with Old Navy or something like that to bring it together. I didn't see that out there, but what a great idea.
Again, another example of actually, I want to hook onto this too real quickly. The Dunkin' Donuts has come out with holiday merchandise to sell, right? To sell as Christmas presents. It did so good for them last year. They're doing it again this year, and their stuff was selling out the day that they would release it.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Pajamas.
Crazy.
They have a bicycle, tandem bicycle. I mean, totally random crap, right? But it's fascinating that look, I guess people are part of our identity is becoming the brands that we engage with if we really like them.
Yep.
Right? It's amazing people will pay to wear your company logo.
I love this comment from Candy. You don't own one, you probably own 20. Don't tell anybody, Candy. Shh. But in case you guys are looking, I would love a Star Wars one, just so you know. Diana says she loves bubbly, but her husband thinks they all taste like strawberry with 2% battery.
I love that.
That's funny, because I think all those new club soda drinks taste like Zima, too. So I think they just mixed the recipe, call it something different. So
Right. Well,
Diana says that Arby's has a loot box, so that's great. And she wants one for Whataburger. That's awesome. Jose, anything in the chat that we missed by chance?
No.
Alrighty.
Doing good.
Great. Okay, let's move on.
So
Dude,
about
this is
talk about
hilarious.
Arby's.
Totally reminds me of the Friends episode.
It's amazing. And so Diana was mentioning Arby's. Well, there you go. The Arby's deep fried turkey pillow.
Can you imagine showing up on the airplane with this thing? Come on. That would be so awesome.
Well, and that's what they said. They said, actually, this would be really great for wearing on the airplane. It limited time, right? Well, and here's the kicker. It's $59.95. Okay, not like $20.
No.
$59, and they sold out of them.
Where else are you getting these? Who else is making them? I don't think anybody is.
I know. I don't know what else. I don't know what to say about it. Right? It's funny. It's an interesting way, right, for Arby's again to engage with people.
It's certainly not an original marketing idea. I mean, people have been doing this for a while now, but it's interesting that just again, I kind of came to terms with my own scavenger hunt and golden ticket promotion situation. If you bring up an old idea and spin it somehow new, it's still fresh and new, right?
Yep. Hey, and Nancy Deborah, she mentioned this. Someone was just there that they aren't known for turkey.
Oh, I love they have the as seen on TV. That's awesome.
Right. Well, during Thanksgiving, they had 3 or 4 different turkey sandwiches. So they were using this as a relatable promotion.
Nice.
I just think it's funny, right? And you know what? Sometimes shit can just be funny.
Yeah, it can. If anybody actually gets one of these, please text or send the picture to Sean and we will totally feature it in January. So.
Yep.
Feather Girl's totally going to buy that turkey pillow. Are they actually sold out, or are they still offering more, Sean?
They were sold out. I'm not sure if the link is still open.
There's a turkey pillow waiting list.
Yep.
All right. Losing your Hyperloop virginity. Yes, traveling more than 100 miles an hour, 2 people were loaded into the Virgin Hyperloop pod and sent flying for the first time. The company has tested it with humans. What an awesome thing. 621 miles per hour it's capable of. It's just amazing. I cannot wait till this comes in reality. I know that we have some fans out there. Josh, Adventuring Academic, I know you're really into this. The test took place in an XP2 vehicle at Virgin Hyperloop's 500-meter DevLoops test site in Las Vegas. It is the next step in bringing super high-speed transportation to major cities like Dubai and Las Vegas. The pods, which travel through a low-pressure tube using magnetic levitation, will be capable of also hauling not only passengers but cargo. Virgin isn't the only company working on the superfast Hyperloop. Dutch company Harts Hyperloop is looking to build a low-energy train capable of bringing passengers from Paris to Amsterdam in about 90 minutes. Future transportation, man. We all thought it was going to be flying cars. We didn't know we would be in a pressurized tube underground. This reminds me of the Christmas movie Polar Express, when they get in the little and the elves go woo flying through there. It's awesome. Can't wait to do this.
I wonder if there was ever discussion on the name. If there was debated, well, name A is Hyperloop, name B is human colonoscopy experience. Right?
I picture all those movies where they put you in the what do you call it, the centrifuge, and your face is like.
Yes.
I wonder how they're going to deal with the pressure. Yeah, Candy, Jetsons 2.0. That's perfect. 1,000% down. So, Lauren, if you had an opportunity to if they gave you opportunity and invited you to be part of the test, would you guys do it? Let's hear that. Any of would you, if this company invited you to be a part of a test, would you be in it? Or Virgin Galactic, definitely in for that. And I know that Josh out there, he's going to space if they give him the opportunity. So, Gabe is in. Nancy Deborah's in. Petey's down. He's in. Candy, not a big fan of Brightline, huh, Candy?
Well, it hits everybody.
But Brightline is owned by Virgin anyway, isn't it?
I don't know.
Nice. Feather Girl's in. Hey, thanks for the compliment, Barry. We need to write for Jimmy Fallon. Thank you very much.
I think he needs to write for us.
Yeah, I know. He's supplying us all the goods here. Thanks, Barry. All right, let's talk about, we wanted to get a little practical with you guys, so here's some fun tools you can use. Sean, tell us about it.
Yeah, and just as a time check for everybody, we are on our last 2 slides, so hang in with us.
Excellent.
But knowing this is the giving season, and we wanted to be better than the Jelly of the Month Club, we're giving you a couple things that you can actually use. So Laura Simpson sent us this one. Super simple. The website's a little wonky, right? I think it's trustworthy, even though my identity was just stolen recently. That's a whole nother episode.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But basically, upload any picture, and you can grab the color from at a pixel level in the picture and get the different code, whether it's RGB or the code for a website.
Nice.
Right? Super simple, but really smart.
When I know the color picker that you get in some of those apps don't go to the pixel level. They go to a general level. So if you want to get really specific, you can.
Yep.
Good
Pretty
one.
cool.
And here's one. Come on, you guys. Everybody knows that the bar napkin was invented not just to absorb, the water from your drink, but it's to write ideas down, right? The back of the napkin is where it's at. And, when I ask people, where do you come up with your best ideas? A lot of them say the shower, of course, but a lot of them is when you're sitting with your friends at a bar and you quickly turn out and write the idea down, and that's the next big thing. So this is something that is available at ideanapkins.com, and it's actually a design thinking style idea napkin that puts a little structure around your idea. So if you ever come to a session that Sean and I do, Sean, what's the first thing we do? We tell people capture. So many times when we're ideating, people are flailing their arms around and they're describing this big idea and they write like 3 words down. And you're like, dude, you got to remember that idea tomorrow, right? So this is a great tool. I mean, they do it all the time. I remember the Princess and Pirate Party came out. It was like this small little phrase, and it ended up being this huge thing, but it's like you got to capture all the detail. I always tell them, write in full sentences like you're telling it to your grandmother, right? It's got to be clear, it's got to be concise. Well, here's a way to do it. Next time when you're going to your favorite bar, bring a couple idea napkins and capture the idea a little bit more completely, so that after you've had that extra drink and you Uber home, you can actually remember it the next day and execute that idea and become really rich, right?
Hey, Lee, and you and I were talking yesterday too. I'd like to ask everyone. Lee and I we want to put together a little gift, right? Some kind of a takeaway item, some type of a little tool. We've talked about a deck of cards for inspiration with words on each of the cards, jumping off points. If anyone has any ideas that you can share with us of, hey, it'd be great if you guys would make this and give it to us. Send us an email, brainstorminabox@gmail.com, or comment in the chat.
Exactly. Thank you. Good
stuff. We want to be known as the helpful guys, right?
All right, so that's it. Woo! That is awesome. We like to thank you all for being here. We are so excited to do this. Just so you know, we do this as a freebie. We do not get paid for doing this. We love it. We enjoy coming on here every month and inspiring you. We would love for your support. Here's a couple ways you can support us. Follow this channel on Twitch. I appreciate we got about 6 new followers here, so thank you so much. Also, make sure your notification's on so you get notified of when we go live. You can also subscribe to us using Amazon Prime. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, please subscribe. Your first month is free. They won't actually charge you until you say yes. If you want to pay for a subscription, which you are also welcome to do, please tell your friends and coworkers. The more, the merrier. We want everybody here to be inspired.
Yep.
Please share with them the link from this broadcast and also the link tree that you see here. And Jose, if you would put that in the chat again, that would be great. And of course, if you see us post on social media about this event, if you would share it with your friends, that would be amazing. That would be totally amazing. I'm going to fade us back to this for a second, Sean.
Yep.
So our next one is going to be Friday, January 8th. We're going to take New Year's Day off, if that's okay with you guys, recovering from awesome New Year's Eve. You got any big New Year's plans yet, Sean, or are you holding out?
Honestly, Lee, I think everyone is ready to get this year the F out, right?
Amen.
I am probably going to be inebriated on January 1st.
Like after Christmas on, right?
Just being transparent. So
excellent. Well, again, we really thank you guys for being here. We hope you join us. Again, if you have content you want to send us, we definitely we're totally welcome. Thanks to Barry, you send so much content. We're so grateful. And Laura, we get so much from you too. Thank you so much. And for everybody else that sent us content, keep it coming along. We will see you guys next time. Going to put in a little plug for tonight. DJ party tonight, 9 to 10:30 Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Another exciting thing about Fridays is that. So thank you, Sean. We will catch you later. All right, buddy?
All right, pal. Good job.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you. Jose.
Holidays, everybody.
Jose, you have a good time today, bud?
Yeah, it was amazing as always, man.
Awesome. Hey, it's definitely beer 30 in Germany, so please go enjoy a cold one, and we will see you guys in about a month. Thanks very much.
Bye, guys.
Happy holidays.